Hey, what's up you guys? I wanted to do a quick review of It Gets Worse, collection of essays. It's written by Shane Dawson, and I did a review of his first book. I'll make a link to that, and I also did a reaction video to the It Gets Worse movie, link to that. I also met Shane, and that was an awkward experience, so make sure you check out that link too. But it gets worse. It really does. I loved I Hate MYSELFIE. I was so happy when this came out. I wanted to savor it for as long as I could, but I read it really fast. Whoops. I loved I Hate MYSELFIE. I laughed so much, but It Gets Worse, I think I liked more. I didn't laugh as much, but it definitely felt more mature. It felt like it was like Shane dug deeper into himself and created this book, and it was so good. There were so many times where I just finished a chapter, and it definitely had his like funny edge on each chapter, but there was so many times I would just end the chapter and I just wanted to like hug him. I just like, Shane, I want to give you a hug right now because me. My favorite chapter was actually called Word Vomit. I'm not going to really go into what it is because I want you to read it for yourself. I was very teary-eyed, and it's just amazing how you see these people on YouTube and you think they're like, everything is perfect and their lives are amazing, but you know, they have hardships, they go through stuff like we do, like everybody else. I think I've touched on that before like several times, but it's just important for people to know that like Shane's human and he has insecurities and his life isn't as perfect as you may think it is. Another one that made me really sad was when he talked about the lottery. I just don't want to go into detail because I want all of you to read it, but I really liked that one. There was a chapter where he talked about friends without benefits. That was a really, really good chapter. That was probably my second favorite chapter, and I was just like, oh my gosh, me. One of my favorite chapters that made me laugh, it was called Welcome to Mexico, and it's great. It's really funny. I think it's been a couple weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, and I know that he's really proud of it, and I recommend checking it out because it's really good. And I don't want to say too much. I want to like talk to people about this book, so if you read the book, comment down below and we'll talk about it, because I don't want to say anything here because I don't want to spoil anything, but I definitely learned a lot about Shane. I know that his life is very out in the public, but you know, there's so much more to him than what we see on the internet. So I think that's all I'm going to say. Read the book. It gets worse. It'll make you laugh. It's a very, very funny book. And it'll also just make you teary-eyed. Well, I don't know if it'll make you teary-eyed. It made me teary-eyed. Well, that's all I'm gonna say. I'll see you guys later. Bye. And the first thing I did as soon as it was my turn, he looked over at me and I started to like dance. Maybe I thought in my head that he would dance too, but he just kind of stood there and looked at me, and